Alright, 59 minutes, 38 seconds. My phone's so full of stuff I haven't posted. So I'm back. Ooh. I wasn't gonna come back, but I came back. Why did I come back? Because I gotta complete the triptych. Ugh. I have a feeling this might be one of my more embarrassing moments, but I've had plenty, so I'm accustomed to it. And it's important that to the best of my ability, even though I'm posing, I say it like it is. Show it like it is. Talked about Marilyn Monroe yesterday. Marilyn Manson, Charlie Manson, the beautiful people. Marilyn Manson had a Marilyn Monroe had a beauty mark. Charlie Manson had a swastika stolen from the good ones by the bad ones. Marilyn Manson had an entire face covered in paint. The beautiful people. Rock and roll nigger. Bowling for Columbine. But I have a white head. Whiteheads are not yet considered beauty marks. Oh wait, is it on this side? Yeah, there it is. Moles are beauty marks, and isn't that a interesting, artistic reinterpretation? What can we reinterpret as beautiful? We're gonna save people of all colors. I was listening to a little bit of today's Joe Rogan, and they were talking about like what's a bad name for white people. I think paste eaters. You know, in India way back they called them dog eaters. Paste eaters is a good one. That's a horse eater. Pasty, pasty, patsy. Paste eater. That's a good bad name for white people. Paste eater. Horse eater. Dog eater. But yeah, I resisted popping my white head. Not yet considered a beauty mark. Nor the hairy shoulder. Do you know how many women have hairy shoulders? Those same beautiful women wearing loose garb with their shoulder shown. Hey man, I melt for it. But give it a flourish. Give some hairy petals around those areola. Areolae? How you feel about it then? What do we love? Why do we love it? I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. To the top of it. And to get to the love beneath love. The love beneath all love. I have touched only, and it was but I'm not there, and that's where we have to get to. But I understand that it has had to be that way to get to love for a long time. Long time. Remember, I heard it from Ron Paul, but it's an old idea. Like, to kill an idea, like an idea is the hardest thing to kill. But there's an idea whose time has come. Yet, what does killing mean? Where does that idea, that living idea that lives in us, and its time has come, it needs to move on. But where to? Does a dead idea go to heaven? I say yes. So this is the third panel of the triptych. It was never really completed. I've never done anything. I was going to work another day or two on it back 20 years ago before it was put into the student art show. And when I was walking late to class, thank God my teacher always let me come late because he knew I'd work well into the night, off until the studios closed at midnight, if I wasn't lured out by the pretty girls to the bar. And if the pretty girls didn't win me out when they offered me some of their Ritalin, I was on it. It's a sad truth, but it's the truth. I always liked Ritalin more than Coke. Coke made you feel like shit. Got you too high and too low. Ritalin, a little weed, a little booze, it was manageable. Not saying you should do it. Not saying I should have done it, but I did it. Was it worse than the cheeseburger? I talk about don't eat meat. I used to be, you talk about Burger King. That dude you see on the Burger King commercials, he wasn't the Burger King. Wimpy from Popeye? Pay a Tuesday or whatever for a burger today? No. I was the motherfucking Burger King. Go to a seafood restaurant? Cheeseburger. Everywhere I went, cheeseburger, 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 cheeseburger. The Hamburglar. One of my nicknames, I've had a few, used to be Jeffrey Sandwiches. Jeffrey Sandwiches. Transliteration of sandwiches. My favorite sandwich? Cheeseburger. Those days are over. I spent the last couple hours thinking about what I posted yesterday and how I want to make these territories states. Remembered my papers this time. And I thought, I'm going to go down to, I don't remember if it's Concord or Lexington or whatever, but it's about an hour from here, where the shot around the world was heard. Though it's been locally disputed in Westminster, Vermont, that was the real shot heard around the world. But localities always self-aggrandize themselves, as I self-aggrandize myself. But here's how I was putting it together. So I talked before about the black suited Santa, a gray faced Santa in a black suit with white trim. And I thought, maybe on Flag Day or maybe on the 4th of July of this year, I could go down as a mime to Concord, Lexington, wherever the statue is of the man, who shot the fired the shot, heard around the world. And I thought, I can do my little protest there, and I can put up a sign. I can be a mime, I can be anonymous. No one would have to know who I am because I can wear my gray paint on my face. And I thought, well, I can mix up some, I was trying to think of all the ways I could get down there unknown, do it, get attention, make a statement, have it spread, and then leave and not be seen. I'd be seen by, the intelligence agencies. I'd be seen by the they and the they of theys, but I wouldn't be seen by the media if I did it the right way. I thought, well, I could get some joint compound, and I could dye the joint compound, and I could spread that on my face, and I could put white joint compound on my hair and gray joint compound on my face, and I could do my beard or whatever, and then when it was all over and it was time to go, I could hitchhike, and I could go to a bathroom, and if I'd made the statement I wanted to, people would be following me, but I could go to the bathroom, and since it was just joint compound, I could wash it off with water, and I could have a little razor in my thing, and I could wash the shit out of my hair just at the sink, and I could shave my beard off, and underneath my black Santa suit I could have some Hawaiian shorts, and it would be primitive, it wouldn't be CIA worthy, I couldn't overthrow a government with it, but maybe I could distract the media enough that I could, get away quick enough. I'm always thinking about this shit. And then I hate myself for it because I'm always just like, Jeff, step away from the mic. Jeff, step away from the camera. Stop doing this. But I guess the good thing in it, or the silver lining of being that preposterous and being that megalomaniacal, narcissistic, psychotic, sociopathic, is that it's a very useful cognitive exercise. And when you think of the things that you do, you know what's been done. There's nothing new under the sun. Think of the craziest thing you could do. It's been done. It's been done. And just keep building on it, building on it, building on it, building on it. It's been done, and then some, and then some, and then some. So, the squirrels on my walls told me that I'm going to put it off for at least a year. I was told several years back that because I'm in Aries, I'm too impatient. Whether or not it's because I'm in Aries, I don't know. And that has to do with time and understanding the way different nows line up and doing the right thing at the right time so that it means something. Because I could go through all that rigmarole, but if it amounted to nothing, why do it? I don't want to do it, in some sense I want to be seen. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing this shit. But if I went through that whole thing, and the whole purpose would be to make territory states. So, but I don't want attention now. I want attention someday when it means something, but not now. But I want the territories to be states, and it's not happening. And if I don't do it, who's going to do it? So I'm thinking, I go down there, I do the thing, I get some attention somehow, I keep quiet, keep my cool, make the meme, make sure, see it in my mind's eye that the meme has spread, and then have an escape plan, get back home unseen by the media. There's always someone who sees you. There is no encryption, there is no privacy. Internalize that and accept it. You have to be very strong to accept that. It's crushing. It has and does still crush me. But I'm moving on. It can be done. Which brings me back to why me? Because I'm here now. We have the ability to do what those before us couldn't do. They did other things, but now I can just say it. I can be recorded as a simple human being on a device that is so technologically advanced, it'll take me 1,000 years to understand it. But I'm really impatient. And I forget how much hurt things could do. Can't handle the truth. Jack Nicholson. Johnny. Jack. I'm back. Or wait, no. That's Terminator. What was The Shining? Movie in New Hampshire. What was that famous line? John. What was that famous line? Bust his head through the door. All work and no play makes so-and-so a dull boy. What was that famous line? Anyway, Jack Nicholson's other famous line was, "You can't handle the truth." He has two famous lines. Most famous. I know it's a pregnant snake. This shit's made for like pressing in one of those machines. It ain't made for rolling. It's pretty damn tough not to roll a pregnant snake with one of these. I killed a pregnant snake when I was a kid. I'll talk about that some other time. Can't believe the shit I did. My other piece of the triptych. Soldier's license. The blue of the flag. German looks like an Indian. I forget who the famous painter was who made images like this. Barbie's arm, a pole, broomstick. Yeah, this I totally wasn't done with. Not happy. This is my least favorite panel. But this is my favorite part of it. This is the original image I made just as a drawing. It was the first time I made this type of art where it wasn't like more cartoony. It wasn't for an assignment, it was just something I did at home. And it was the first time where I was drawing women's boobs that were like smaller and the hips were more dominant. Not really very happy with the dude, but in general, this is still better than this. But there's some parts of this that I like. Got a circumpunct. Odi et amo. I hate and I love. I don't know Latin, though I took it. I remember a couple things. was going to talk about Nietzsche and killing God. And dangerous men. Men. How we doing? 20 minutes. Nietzsche. Apparently he never wore a mustache, but his sister convinced him to start wearing one so she could propagandize him. Apparently she was the one responsible for misappropriating his philosophy. It's all horseshit, but that's the story. In my other stuff, he's the Scarecrow. The madman. Where is God? He cried. We have killed him, you and I. Talked about death of God, calling upon dangerous men. Depends what you mean by men. Men meant mind. Man is hand. All people are men. Women are a type of man. The way we need to rewrite the language is a prefix in front of man for men with ding-dongs. Ha-men. That way we still have a voweled consonant with a vowel before man, just like with woman. It fixes it. Ha-men, woman. Then there's hermaphrodites, the most subjugated group on the planet. No one ever talks about. Call them intersex, that cold, awful word. I'm not saying hermaphrodites is right. My suggestion at least for now, is you have ha-man, woe-man, man with a womb, ha-man, ha with the breath, and her-man. Herman, her-man, which is a man's name, but has her built into it, H-E-R, H-U-R. There's some other quote in Beyond Good and Evil, I can't find it, where he talks about Jesus. And he was talking about Jesus, and there's some part where, at least in the audiobook I have, he's talking about Jesus, and he was just like, and I'm paraphrasing brutally, but, he's a guy who refused not to be loved. He refused not to be loved. Like, what an interesting take on the Messiah. Love me? beyond beyond a prayer, a demand, a command. But, now think of this philosophically. If you're not willing to, if you're not willing to think about the person, think about it philosophically, from your own perspective. If your modus operandi, if your entire life is built around seeking this love that loves all, and subjecting yourself to the ultimate worldly degradation, such that you be broken to the bottom to understand what the bottom is, to be the most hated, that you be the most loved. But what do you use that love for? Love me, that I may love you and the whole world. It's a powerful concept. Even if it's just poetic, even if there's no person. That is a remarkably powerful concept. Love me. I will strip myself to bone. Love me. And then a little bit more on, will to power. Will. The will. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Will. I will do something. The future. The will to power. Power for what? And in what direction does the power of the will to power, or the power of will? I think, therefore I am, or I am, therefore I think. I was before I thought. The amness precedes the thinkingness, and the power precedes the will. Wine or beer, wine or beer, wine or beer, wine or beer, wine and beer. I was going to drink tonight anyway. Like I said, it's important for me to show my ugliness in case I get somewhere. There's the 12 steps. And I'm saying we need -2. We need to start at -2, not 1. So would that be an extra 2 or 3 steps? That's a major philosophical question that you could spend your life on. on that -2 step. What's the first step? Admitting you have a problem. What's the -1 step? The world's problem is bigger than my problem. What's the -2 step? My problem equals the world's problem. The world's problem equals my problem. And what's the problem? The limit of my love, and I'm not even close to the limit. The limit of my, one's love for themselves cannot exceed the capacity of the world's love for itself. There are, like I've said over and over, there are the maestro masters. People who, if you could understand what they do, and they hide themselves, they humble themselves, they make themselves appear way dumber than they are. Because for most of us, if we could witness what they're capable of, the fright would kill us, because it would be so incomprehensible, and most of us would worship them as gods. And they're around. Every shape, every size, every occupation, multiple occupations, multiple sizes. And they're trying to help us, but one of the necessary parts of helping us is exposing that wickedness inside of us, that murderousness inside of everybody. But part of that murderousness is because of the murderousness of the world, and because we're all psychic and we're all telepathic. And one of the reasons we have all this shit to deaden us down isn't just because the bad ones want to keep us down. That's part of it. But there are those above them. And I've said it before, this shit keeps some of us alive. Because it keeps us from doing that. Hopefully long enough so that we can put this down. Man, bearing that cross, it ain't some Jesus, 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 Jesus thing. It's fucking a Jesus thing. A Jesus thing, a fucking, a Jesus thing. But not just Jesus, the avatars through the ages. Check my time, check my time, check my time. Always checking my time. Time. Saturn. Alright, I guess I am going to have to do this. Okay, 35, so I have 24. to get more into this later, and I talked about it the other day when I was showing the pentagram that comes out of the pyramid. You'll have to look back on that. I don't got time for that now. Phonetic symbolism. Phonetic symbolism. Phonetics, the way things sound. The Phoenicians, Pythagoras. Everybody gives all the praise to Pythagoras. The Phoenicians. Whether or not, whatever, but it's built into the code. Satan. Satanism, all that kind of thing. With the goat. How that relates to Islam, I'm not going to go into that now. There's a lot of beautiful things about Islam. People criticize all the, going to, I don't know what it's called, but the prayer, the daily prayer, but it's not such a horrible thing in my mind. I mean, there's a lot of horrible shit that goes on and all that, but when you think about it, you go do calisthenics and listen to music once a day with your face in other people's butts, keeping you right down there in the truth, man. You got people's butts in your face, you're doing calisthenics and listening to not a Western 12-tone music, something much deeper. That's some hardcore shit. That's pretty, awesome in its own way, you know? Never mind all the other stuff. Chill. But yeah, Satan. Goats. Guts. Goes. Gods. The god of the gut. There's two gods of the gut. Because there's guts, and then there's the nexus of microbiota in the gut. The worms in the worm. The tapeworm, the ringworm, the candida, Voltaire. Best of all possible worlds. Leibniz. Was Nietzsche Kierkegaard? Was Newton Leibniz? Leibniz only had 3 people at his funeral. Seems kind of fishy. Abraham Lincoln, Jefferson Davis. Bet you've seen a lot of pictures, a lot of movies. Have you ever checked that out? Just saying. Why though? Why? Why? Who's running the show and why? $20.45 for the Bulls. That's what I heard. Satan. I've said it before. If I were a goat, I would be a Satanist. Not saying I should be, but I'd be looking for my Moses. You know, the goats are the Jews right now. They're one of the Jews. And they're not just enslaved, they're murdered. Feta cheese, all that shit. Fuck feta cheese, man. If I were a goat, I'd be looking to that goat king to save my people. Satan, the hard aspect of time. Saturn, Chronos, Chronons, Saturn, the soft side of time. Saturn is where we could be. But we are in the clutches of Satan. Why? Simple reasons, man. Free the goats. It's that fucking simple. If you want to keep them and have them, protect them. Protect them. Fuck feta cheese. There are other probiotic media, infinitely more. Protect them from the wolves. Who won't necessarily be around that much longer. They will be freed in a different way. We live in a world that eats itself. We live in a cosmos that eats itself. But it need not eat itself in the way that it currently does. That's chemistry. That's science. That's alchemy. That's spirituality. That's philosophy. That's eugenics. But eugenics starts right here. Darwinism starts right here. Lamarckism starts right here. The will to power. The power to will. Will. I will do this. What will be? What will be, will be. Will it? Not really sure if I did anything with this, but yeah. It was beyond serendipity today. It was just like, you're fucking doing this. Trying to complete this triptych. Love. Non-romantic love. How can a man and woman love each other non-romantically? From truth to truth. How can a person love themselves non-romantically? There's not a good contemporary story. We're always looking back, looking sideways, looking at this person or that person. But like this new story is being born. It's bubbling. I'm not saying I'm bringing it to the surface. I mean, things come to the surface. Something's coming to the surface, and it will come through us. Simple as that. So this new story is being born. And I guess the part of me that seeks adventure doesn't want to miss it. The piece of me that seeks love doesn't want to neglect it, wants to nurture it. The piece of me that seeks vengeance is trying to understand how vengeance itself can be transcended. No one left behind. To kill an idea, to kill a bad idea. But where does that idea go? How does that idea transform? How does a bubble of truth come up through that bad idea and resolve it? Not kill it, not cast it aside like some, bad math problem you just can't deal with, but fixes it down to the finest level. I'd rather die trying to fix that idea. I'd rather fail at that idea than succeed at a lesser one. They say, what do they say? This is the thing about language. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's, we normally say that saying like, don't have good intentions. You're gonna you're gonna dig your own grave. When the proper response should be, we're going to fucking hell then. I'm taking my good intentions to hell. And we're letting everybody out. But not to let hell run rampant. We're going to destroy the current idea, which is a thing, which is a place, which is a concept, which is a thought form, which is a Platonic form, which is a Neoplatonic form. There is a thing, hell. And we're going to destroy it. But we're going to dissolve it. We're going to dissolve the bodies. We're going to dissolve the stone. But those souls inside, we're going to free. Not to run loose as criminals, but as whole, complete minds. It's the only solution. There is only one solution. There's one solution to one truth. Where am I at? "11 minutes. Not proud of it. It's just had to complete the truth. Non-romantic love. Chain smoking. It's bad. I got bad shit going on, man. Keep doing it anyway. It ain't good. I didn't buy no reefer though. You know, in some sense that would be better, but I can never just take those couple hits and then chill. You know, first day it's like, a couple hits. Second day it's like a few hits. Third day it's like, I love smoking. It's fucked up. Super embarrassed. It's part of the reason I'm doing it though. It's a big reason. 51% of the reason why I'm doing it. I don't want to say I've been chosen for something, but we all have. And somehow this mess that I am is part of my message. If not, most of it. If I ever do anything good or important, it's so important for me to display where that came from. And it came from a deep hurt. Even though, I don't show a lot of my fun. I can be pretty kind of fun and lighthearted, jovial and jokey. I used to be much more of a comedian. Comedians tend to be very complex, hurt people. And they use that hurt to make others laugh. They reveal absurdity and truth. Absurdity is an illusion. It's just shit we don't understand and that we're embarrassed about. Whew, this is another one I've been working on. Still related to the Agnes thing. Totally out of tune, but I'm gonna go with it. The chipmunks told me to go with it, so I'm gonna. I'll just let the time run out, I guess. If you're spending time here, I couldn't imagine that anyone would, but if you are, hang in there. I've heard people say it gets better. For me, it hasn't necessarily gotten better, but it's gotten less worse. And I'm hoping that it gets better. But if it doesn't get better for all of us, every single, every solitary, every penny counts, every number counts, every molecule, every hair on your head, everything matters so much. And trying to find a way that doesn't just weigh us down, but that it lifts us up. Say, oh, well, you're seeing the world through rose-colored glasses. Good. Good. Wear those motherfucking rose-colored glasses. Roses are beautiful. Complex beauty. Go with it, right? They told me once, did not believe, hard-headed man just ain't too hard to bleed. Crying help, son, down on my knees, flat on my face. God, what of me? I'm just dust at your feet. Go on, take me, but just save that girl, please. They told me twice, did not believe, a cold-hearted man just ain't. Nope, that's not it. They told me twice, did not believe, cold-hearted man ain't too easy to feed. Laughing in hell, son, down on my knee, without a trace, scurried on up, grabbed the things on the way. Go on, take me, but just save that girl, please. Thinking 5 verses. That was like the worst I ever played it, but I'm going with fuck it. So of my triptych, this might be my least favorite video. It fits with my least favorite painting. But my least favorite painting is connected with the first drawing I ever made that transcended the cartoon into something, even though more abstract, was more realistic. It's weird how that shit works. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good day.